Rossi Thoman, how beliefs shape pain, endocannabinoids and opioids power placebo pain relief.
It's 1944. You're a battlefield surgeon by the name of Henry Beecher, and you're working in a field hospital during World War II. Wounded soldiers are coming in, one after another. And then it happens. You run out of morphine. You've got a soldier right in front of you. He's in agonizing pain, and you've got nothing to give him. So Dr. Beecher did something desperate. He grabbed a syringe, and he filled it up with saline, simple salt water, and he told the soldier, hey, this is morphine. And then something awesome happened. It worked. The soldier felt less pain. And in fact, 1 in 3 soldiers that Dr. Beecher treated this way felt less pain. This is the power of placebo analgesia. When a treatment works, when it provides you with pain relief, even though there's nothing in it that should. Okay, well, you're probably thinking that's just mind over matter, right? But what does that mean? If we can just change how we feel pain through our thoughts and belief alone, why don't we do this all the time? Why are we still so reliant on drugs and medications? Let's start from the basics. Placebo is an inert treatment, something with no inherent therapeutic value. Sugar pills, saline injections, Vaseline creams, things that shouldn't provide pain relief, but they do. For decades, we thought we understood the mechanism. We believed that, when you need some sort of pain relief, when you believe that something's going to happen, your body releases opioids, kind of like our own morphine. You see, morphine works because we have specialized receptors designed to accept it. And receptors are these little structures on our cells that, when activated, they start a series of events. In the case of morphine, that series of events leads to decreased pain. But we produce our own morphine-like chemicals. These are called internal or endogenous opioids, and an example of these are beta endorphins. And this is how placebo works. When you expect relief, you get a release of these internal opioids, and you feel less pain. It's a simple story, and it's elegant and complete, or so we thought. In 2011, in Italy, Dr. Fabrizio Benedetti makes a fascinating discovery. He induces placebo responses, and he blocks opioid receptors. And this blocks some placebo responses, but not all. So he blocks a different type of receptor, called a cannabinoid receptor. And this also blocks some placebo responses. But hold on, cannabinoid receptors. That's right, the same ones that respond to cannabis. But in this case, they were responding to our body's own cannabis-like molecules, the ones that we produce, called endocannabinoids. 2 separate systems, both working to provide relief through expectation. But before we go any further, I want to introduce you to someone that makes this very real. Meet Jo. She's 71 and she lives in Scotland. And in 2019, she went in for hand surgery and declined painkillers afterwards. Doctors started asking questions. Cuts, bruises throughout her life? Who cares? She had hip replacement surgery without needing painkillers. But the big question, childbirth. It was unusual for her, but not painful. The discovery is that Jo has a mutation, and that mutation leads her endocannabinoid system to work at maximum capacity all the time. And that means that Jo lives a life that is essentially pain-free. So let's connect the dots. Benedetti blocks cannabinoid receptors, and this greatly reduces placebo responses. Jo's endocannabinoid system is working at maximum capacity all the time, so she feels significantly less pain. You see, the endocannabinoid system isn't just a side player, it's a major component in how we feel pain. But here's the question. How does that interact with the opioid system that we've known about for so long? And that's what we wanted to find out. So, how do these systems interact together? Do they interact? Well, we brought people into our lab and we conducted a placebo study. We took Vaseline and put it on 2 separate sites on their arm. But we told them that one of those sites was Vaseline, the other was a powerful painkiller. We measured heat pain ratings, we applied some heat to their forearm, and we got some results. Some people responded incredibly to placebo, others, not so much. But why? Well, we took their blood and we measured levels of endocannabinoids and beta endorphins. And here's what we found. When people had high levels of endocannabinoids, they had decreased pain during placebo. But this only mattered when their beta endorphin levels, their internal opioids, were low. When their beta endorphins were high, endocannabinoids didn't make a difference. But when their beta endorphins were low, endocannabinoids made all the difference. The endocannabinoid system was stepping in to relieve pain when our internal opioid system was low. Why does any of this matter? Who cares? Well, fundamentally, it changes our therapeutic approach to pain. See, we've been focused for so long on external treatment. It may be drugs, injections, surgeries, that we've forgotten about the mechanisms that we have inside. If we can learn to unlock these internal mechanisms, we may be able to harness placebo for the therapeutic treatment of pain without the risks that come along with chronic opioid use. Second, it highlights individual differences. Why did some people respond so powerfully to placebo when others barely responded at all? It's because of a balance of their internal chemistry. If we can learn to measure these individual differences, we might be able to find out who is better suited for more internal treatments of their pain and who is better suited for more pharmacological approaches. And lastly, it highlights therapeutic targets that we've been missing. Why do some people respond so powerfully? We've been studying it for so long. For decades, researchers have tried to make drugs that target the endocannabinoid system. And they failed, not because the science was wrong, but because we didn't understand how these systems work. And now we know. The endocannabinoid system is particularly important when the opioid system, our beta endorphins, are low. And this changes how we should design and test these therapies. Now, remember Dr. Beecher in 1944? He thought he was witnessing mind over matter. And he was, but he wasn't seeing what was going on inside. You see, Benedetti, he showed us the mechanism. Joe showed us the potential. And our lab showed us how these systems interact. 3 separate stories and 1 truth. The painkiller that Dr. Beecher was looking for wasn't just inside his toolbox. It was inside every one of those soldiers, just like it's inside me and you. Thank you.